As for economics, this trend analysis also can be given for the different year like to 1950 to 2010, 11, 10 to 12, that has been given over there. So after analyzing this particular, you can see that this is there are two lines which are showing the growth of GDP and growth of employment. So that is the growth of GDP, that is given over there, like, and that is the employment, like bold line, that is the employment that is given over there. So this is the growth of GDP and this is employment. Likewise, in the earlier years, the growth of GDP was more, and then the growth of GDP and growth of employment comes closer to each other. Then again, they are far away from each other, like in 1980s and 1990s. Then in 1990s, they definitely come towards each other, and then there is a lots of difference between growth of GDP and growth of employment. Growth of employment was not ever more than 10% in any year. So that has been the question, that growth of employment is not with the trend of growth of GDP. In 1950-2010, GDP of growth grew positively and was higher than the employment. That we have just get the idea from the trend analysis. And then, however, in the late 1990s, what happened, that employment growth started declining and reached the level that it was in the initial year. As you can see, in 1990s, the growth trend has been declining, and that was touching the growth as it was in 1950s, means growth of independence it was. So that is 0.98. so that is very less after that, because it was in the earlier it was 0.39, 0.85, and now it is 0.98. So that has been questioned, because when there is a very less growth and growth has been declining, then that is a point to be pointed out. And that is why it has been pointed out over there. In 1990, the growth rate has been declining. 1990 to 2000, it has been declining. 2000, it is 0.98, which is very much to be marked out. Then it is started to increasing after 1991 policy. Once it has gone down, because now after the coming of multinational corporation, there were a lot of competition in the India, and then you can say people belong to profession, they all need to be more competent. And definitely there is by that time, because globalization was there, so lots of skill is to be acquired. So now the growth rate was employment is very low, and then after that it takes a gear and it will go to 2.28%. So after that it again declining, and then again it is increasing, and that is the case in the case of 2010-12. Now that is again that, however, in the late 1990s, it happened that employment growth rate declining, and that is reached at the level of the early stage of planning. And during these years, the gap between the growth of GDP and employment was very far, and that is known as jobless growth. This is the point, this is a heading over there. Jobless growth means there is a increase in GDP, but there is not equally increase in the employment. So proportionate increase in GDP is much more than proportionate increase in employment opportunities. So that is a jobless growth. People are not getting the job, but definitely GDP is increasing in the way. In other words, it is a situation when there is an overall acceleration in the growth rate of GDP in the economy without corresponding expansion in the employment opportunity. That is to be pointed out. So there is a jobless growth which should not be done for the economy. Now the next table is given, that is trend in employment sector wise, primary, secondary, tertiary for the different year. Like these are the marked year that has been given over there. So by analysis, you can see that in the case of primary sector, in which year contribution was more for terms of employment, that is 1972-73, then 99-2000, then 2011-12. That has been declining over there. Then in the case of secondary sector, more contribution by 99-2000, that is 2011-12, that is 24.3, and then 99-2000 year, and then 72-73. Then in the case of tertiary, more contribution in 2011-12, then 99-2000, and then 972-73. So, and out of all these, now to compare primary sector, secondary for this year, which sector is contributing more for employment? That is definitely primary, then tertiary, then secondary. And here you can give the comparison likewise. More contribution from the primary, then tertiary, then secondary, and here more contribution by primary, and then tertiary, and then secondary, and there is a less difference between the tertiary and secondary sector. So in this way you can give the analysis horizontally and vertically. And if you know the valid reason regarding what happened in those years, then you can also mention by that. You can give your views with the analysis. but that should be supportive and that should be positive economics. Something should have been happened by that time. Fine, it should not be from your mind. This should be on the fact, based on the fact. Now next thing is casualization of worker. That is, casualization means the process of moving from self-employment or regular salary to casual wage worker is known as the casualization of workforce. Casualization means people are not getting fixed terms of employment. They are not getting fixed rule for employment. So in this case, casualization of workforce, and there is a casualization of workforce just to get the employment. If they are not getting self-employment opportunities, regular salaried employment, then definitely they will go to there will be casualization of workforce. Now in all these 3 years, self-employed people are more than casual workers and then regular salaried, and in the case also self-employed, then casual, then salaried, again in the case of self-employed more and then casual and then salaried. So you can see in all the cases self-employed people are more, then casualization of workforce, and then regular salaried workers. In regular salaried workers employment, so you can say there is a government job or some private jobs which are regular salaried employee. Otherwise casual workforce is involved more in the case. Their percentage is written as per the year, that you can also mention as per the analysis of this table. This table can come for 4 marks and then you have to analyze the table. Fine. Generally it comes for 4 marks. It can also come for with 6 marks with some additional question with it. Now the next topic is informalization of Indian workforce. Informalization means people are not getting people who are working in the informal under the or unorganized sector. They are not getting the proper leave, they are not getting the proper salary, they are not getting the you can say reasonable working condition and all. So that is informalization of Indian workforce, and that has been pointed out because in India lots of work has to be done for the formalization of Indian workforce. And due to coming of multinational corporation, definitely there is an exploitation of workforce. Definitely they are giving the money, but there is an exploitation of Indian workforce in that way. Informalization is over there also, and that has been pointed out that 55 years of plant development, even there have been planning, there is a 5-year plan, and then even then 3/5 of the Indian workforce depends on the agriculture as a major source of livelihood. And there is a quality of employment has also deteriorated. That has been not improved that much after working of more than 10 to 20 years. Some work even don't get the maternity benefit, provident fund gratuity and pension benefit, and employment in private sector get a lower salary as compared to employees doing the same work in the public sector, which show inequality of income also. And then the employment structure of India can be studied with respect to 2 kinds of things, that's formal or informal sector, means organized or unorganized. These two names you should learn. And what is information of workforce? That definition is given, that refer to the situation where proportion of workforce in informal sector, as I told you, to the total workforce increases. So now what is a formal organized sector, informal organized sector? That you have studied also in 10th class also, that all the public enterprises and private establishments which employ 10 or more hard worker are called the informal sector, and where less than 10, this is known as the informal sector. Now what is in the formal? Definitely the worker who are in formal sector, they enjoy all the benefits, and government protect their rights also through labor laws, and also trade unions also there to protect their rights. And then organized sector provide work to just 7% of the total workforce are in formal sector. And then in informal sector, 90% employment is found in the unorganized sector. Definitely there is exploitation of workforce even. In informal sector, male workers account for 69% of workforce are involved in this informal sector. They are not getting the benefit, they are not getting regular income, not getting regular leave. All these are there, and worker in this belong to unorganized sector. They are live in slum areas and they are very poor, and they are not able to fulfill even their basic necessities in this case, and regular employment. And the people involved in informal sector, they can be farmer, agricultural laborer, owner of small enterprises, or small laborer, they can be there. Fine. And then in the case of urban area, there are construction workers, head load workers likewise, and there can be some clerks also in the case of private sector. So they are having the informal, they are involved in the informal sector. And now the distribution of workforce in formal and informal sector. So that is a primary, and there is a formal and informal sector, male and female on the basis that is in the case of formal sector, more male are more involved in formal sector, and females male are more involved in informal sector comparatively formal. And in the case of comparison of male and female, male are more involved in formal sector compared to female. Only 6% female are there in formal sector, and 137% that is in the that million. That is not the percentage, that is in the million. That they are this type of workforce, that is 137 million, that is involved in the informal sector. So approximate idea you can have. No need to learn this data, that is not to be asked. And this is the comparison that has been given, male female and then formal informal. On the basis of male female you have to write, and on the basis of formal informal you can write. Then for the development of the workforce involved in the unorganized sector, there is an industrial law organization that must be developed, and Indian government has also take the initiation for the modernization of informal sector enterprises, and provision of social security scheme must be followed up over there. Now the meaning of unemployment. So what is the meaning of unemployment? Unemployment definitely is a problem. Unemployment means people voluntarily want to do the work, but they are not getting the work at the prevailed wage rate. That is the unemployment. So the people who do not want to do the work, they are not considered in the unemployment. Means voluntarily unemployment is not considered in the case of unemployment according to NSSO. So this is the NCERT, and I want to go through the NCERT for this. There are 3 sources of data on an unemployment: report of Census of India, National Sample Survey Organization, and report of employment and unemployment situation. That is the report of employment and unemployment situation by NSSO.